Welcome to the Steve Z Chronicles. It's a little bit different than the last time I vlogged. A couple days ago, it was cold, but there was no snow on the ground. Today, it's a much different story. We were supposed to get 3 to 5 inches, and I'd say we're probably about that 4 to 5 mark, and it's still coming down pretty good. I went out this morning, didn't see any deer. I thought for sure they'd be up on their feet in this cold weather, but they're not, and they weren't anyway. And it might have something to do with I left earlier than I normally would because it was just ridiculously cold outside. I'm not ready for snow, but hunting in the snow is pretty neat. I just got an alert on my phone saying that we're supposed to have record low temperatures. We're supposed to beat, I don't know, so many records and cold and accumulation for this time of year. 'Cause typically in Michigan, or at this part of Michigan, it don't get this much snow this early. It does happen occasionally, but this is slightly abnormal. And supposed to get some sort of polar vortex thing or something tomorrow. I don't know when you'll actually see the video. I don't purposely procrastinate. My work schedule is so busy, though, sometimes I just can't sit. I don't have time to sit in front of a computer and do the editing, and I'm sure I could just throw up an unedited video but through my phone, but I like to edit out all the anyways and buts out of my videos so that it doesn't sound goofy. I'm enjoying the vlogging. When I first started, I just, a few videos ago, I'm only, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 videos into it or whatever. But when I first started, I kind of thought I wasn't going to enjoy it because it feels so weird to talk into a camera. I mean, talking into a camera is just, looking and talking to you guys through this lens, it just seems weird. I would say I'm a people person. I enjoy talking to people one-on-one. My wife says my wife is a little different than me on that. I'll go up and I'll just start talking to somebody in a gas station, or as a Christian, I hand out tracts, giving the gospel out, so I have no problem walking up to somebody and striking up a conversation. Talking into a camera is just, it's awkward, it's weird. I think I'm slowly starting to get used to it, and I'm looking forward to feedback. I'm looking forward to folks commenting and constructive criticism. I'm looking forward to ideas that you all would like to see me. Right now, I guess it's more the explosion therapy that I need some ideas of what would be fun to disintegrate. But tonight, it'll probably be a pretty short vlog for you. I won't record a ton of it for you. I'll give you a little bit. It's really hard filming yourself. I'm using a tripod here. I'll show you my setup real quick. So this little doohickey here, these little legs, I'll link this in the description here. It's only like, I don't know, $15, $17, something like that at Amazon. It comes already with this little phone clip. It works great. And I mean, there's way better outfits out there for filming your own hunts, obviously. And anybody who professionally films their own hunt would probably roll around laughing as they see me trying to film like that. But the other day I was able to get some decent footage of a deer coming in. The vlog before this one actually will show that deer, and I was able to just kind of manipulate this tripod thing with my hand and put it where I want to, and the image stabilization on the phone makes it easy to be able to make them moves and then not make you too much, the viewer, too much motion sick. I'm looking forward to some things in this channel. I would like to get to a place where I do some giveaways. There is a joy about giving something away. The saying of it is better to give than receive is true. If you have ever had the opportunity to give, and sometimes sacrificially, but if you've had the opportunity to give of your increase to be a blessing and a help to somebody else, I mean, it's just a greater joy than you being on the receiving end. I mean, as a kid, obviously, we wanted to be on that receiving end. But the older I get, the more joy I take in giving something away. And so if I can expand that out further than just my local sphere of influence and be able to do some fun stuff. I mean, I'd really like to get to a place where I can afford to, give away a brand new smartphone or something like that, a flagship smartphone. So those are things I'm kind of working up to. Another vlog coming up, I'm looking for the pictures for it. I don't know if I mentioned this in my first vlog, my introductory vlog. I'll show you right here, but you can slightly see right there, and right there. That is an entry and exit hole for a arrow. Last time I had a compound bow, this is my first season actually having a compound bow again. The last time I had a compound bow, before I sold it, I was shooting out in the field and practicing, and I shot an arrow that was soft in the middle. And I'll go into more detail later. The arrow ended up going right through my hand and into the compound bow. So I'm going to, I want to show some pictures of that eventually and go kind of tell you the story a little bit more in depth and in detail. But I gotta find the video. I've got a video of me in the hospital. They had me doped up on some pain medication, so I was acting just a little bit goofy. But it shows the arrow in my hand as I'm moving my hand around. It'll probably never make it to monetization or be demonetized if it ever actually gets enough views. But hey, whatever. It's not all about the monetization. Really, you really can't get into YouTube with the desire to become a millionaire. You really got to enjoy putting some content out there for folks to enjoy. And that's got to be the driving, that's got to be the motivation. If the money comes, cool, but if it don't, you've got to be able to keep rolling with it. I think everybody I've talked to, every video I've watched about starting YouTube channels and things like that, if you're going to do it, you need to be in it for the long haul. And even simple little vlogs like this, just making sure you keep putting videos up there. And I mean, obviously there is people that do it for, they are in it for the money, and they're basically just reposting other videos or re-breaking up other videos. I've seen some videos on how to do that, but you're not. I mean, you're doing like news content and stuff that's somebody else has done some of the work, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that if it works. But I want to entertain a little bit. I want to produce content that somebody watches and say, "Oh man, that looks fun," and or just gives you a little stress relief for the day. I think I'm gonna pause this and change the camera on so you can kind of get a look at the snow here, because it is coming down, buddy. It is coming down. Yeah, let me do that. I'll pause it. I'll pause it, stop the video, start back up again. You'll hear me talking, but you'll see a different lens. Yeah. I don't like the cold, but I will say there is something pretty about the snow covering the ground. I really do enjoy that part. Man, the snow is just coming down. I sure hope something comes in tonight and gives me a good shot that I can actually get it on camera. That would be wonderful. Well, I haven't had a chance to update you in a few minutes. There were some deer that came in. A mama and her yearling button buck. I did see a little 4-point earlier too, but I couldn't get that one on camera. I got a little footage from the doe and button buck that came in. But oh man, it is just calming down out here. The snow is ridiculous. It is cold as all get out. I'm not ready for the cold. I'm not ready for the snow. Just not ready for it. It's a mixed emotion because I know the cold and the snow gets the deer up on their feet, but it keeps me in the house. I mean, it is cold outside today. I don't know what the temperature is, but I think the older I get, the more I turn into a sissy. But yeah, as you can see in the footage, that doe, she didn't bust me and she didn't blow at me, but she did not like what was going on. Of course, the button buck, he wandered around like never looked up at a tree stand, but she kept looking up here. She kept wondering what I was. Covered in snow, so she never blew at me. She was actually a little bit downwind of me, so I'm pretty surprised she didn't wind me. I mean, I sprayed some stuff on my clothes, so the heavy snow must be helping keeping the scent down a little bit. It's cold tonight, getting darker, slowly but surely. I'm still hoping something will come in big. I know I'm in a good spot. Right straight ahead of us, there's a swamp, and I'm probably 100 yards from the property line that I'm allowed to be hunting, and maybe a little less than 100 yards. I can't see onto the other property where I'm at right now, but I guess if I stare off into the distance, I could probably barely see the property line over that way. But just in front of me, there's a swamp. Growing up, these are actually the woods I hunted all my life. And growing up, there's a lot of deer come in and out of that swamp. This buck that I'm after, I hope I get to show it to you. He's got real dark brown horn antlers. You can just tell it. He's got real dark hair. He's just a swamp buck. Oh, it'd be so awesome to get him. It'd be so awesome to get him. That's why it's called hunting, not catching, right? Don't always get one. This year I went back to compound bow. Last year I got a really nice buck with a crossbow, and I mounted it. It was a good buck. For me, it's my personal best archery deer, and so I had it mounted, and I've got that hanging in my office. I love it. It's a beautiful deer, real dark hair and things. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous buck. After that, with the crossbow, I said, you know what? I'm selling my crossbow. I'm going to get me a compound bow, and I want to take my next personal best with a compound bow. The reason I went to crossbow to begin with was because my kids were younger, 6 years ago, when I started crossbow hunting, and I wanted them to be able to sit with me in a tree stand and be able to hunt, not have to worry about drawing back, having something that can shoot out there, shoot pretty consistently and powerfully. So now my oldest daughter is 17 and my son's 12. He's able to sit by himself with a crossbow. My oldest daughter, she wants to keep crossbow hunting, so I sold my crossbow, bought 2 inexpensive crossbows and a compound bow. I've got a bear archery compound bow. Shoots smooth, shoots quiet, shoots nice, shoots consistent. I got it coupled with a Trophy Ridge React 5-pin React sight. So I've shot one buck with it. Didn't get it on video. It's just a 4-point. Just put some meat in the freezer. I'm looking for that big boy. Oh, I'm looking for that big boy. I'm hoping he'll come in yet tonight. So hopefully, we'll see him yet tonight.
video up real quick. Had a good hunt, super cold, lots of snow. So after the last time I talked to you, it was starting to get dark. Still shooting hours. But about 6 deer ran. I think it was 5 or 6 deer. There's like 2 or 3 yearlings and then 3 or 4 adult females, adult does. And then there was a 6-point that came in with it. I wasn't going to shoot him. He's nice and symmetrical. He'll look good in a couple years. He came in. They all gave me good shots. And then the does busted me. A couple of the does busted me. They took off. And then as they ran off, I thought I saw something off to the corner of my eye, some movement from a different area than those deer were running. And sure enough, that big buck was just about ready to come in on me. I saw him. He's out there. He was about 50 yards away from me. I saw him, but then he was kind of walking away from me. He didn't run away, so he didn't see me. But when the deer blew, the does blew, he wasn't going to stick around and figure out what it was that they freaked out about. But I did get to see his horns. That was awesome. So hopefully we'll get him in here soon. I'm going to try to go out again tomorrow morning, so we'll see what happens. But I sure appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button. And there's some links in the description for some of the equipment I use. And of course, as you go through those links, if you get anything through Amazon, I think within a 24-hour period of you hitting those links, it'll help this channel out. Only a little bit per person, but if a bunch of people go through that, then eventually it'll certainly add to this channel and be able to help out, be able to make content better for this channel. So anyway, thanks again so much for watching. We sure appreciate it so much. And remember, Jesus loves you. So do I. God bless you. Have a good day.